Hi friends, welcome to math. I'm Miss Parton for those of you who do not know me, and I will be teaching you math in your videos. So for our first lesson today on Monday, in your packet you are going to flip to the poster number 1. We are going to learn together and we are going to hit our learning target together to understand the number 1. When we have a learning target, that means that we are shooting for the target of what we want to learn. So our learning target for math today is I can identify, count, and write the number 1. So by the end of our lesson today, you should be able to do all of those things with help, okay? So we're gonna start with our number 1 poster. Okie dokie, artichokes. So on this poster, what we're going to do is trace and color 1. When we are writing our number 1, we have a little rhyme that we say to help us know what it looks like and how to make that number 1. And the rhyme goes like this. Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. So what I want you to do, when we do our math, I want you to start by using a pencil. Just because sometimes we make mistakes and that's quite all right, but we want to be able to erase so that we can go back and try again. Okay, so with your pencil, I want you to start your pencil at the top, and I want you to draw a straight line down to the bottom, inside of that number 1. Okay. Then, I would like for you to take out a crayon, any color crayon you would like, and I want you to color 1 circle. Now in kindergarten, we don't scribble scrabble. That's before preschool. That's even preschool. But in kindergarten, we color nice and neat so that we can see what we're coloring. If you notice, there's some shapes over here, some circles. We only want to color 1 of them to show that we know what 1 is. So when we color with our crayon, we are going to do what we call outline it or frame it and then color it in. When you color, you want to choose one direction, either up and down or side to side to color right inside that circle. Go ahead and pause the video if you need some time to do that nice and neat with your crayon. Remember, just color 1 of them. Great job, friends. Next, we are going to switch to our page with the palm tree. This page with the palm tree is the page that you are going to take a picture of and post to our Google Classroom, okay? So, to your teacher's Google Classroom, all right? So this is the page that we are going to see you turn in. And so that we know it's your work, with your pencil at the very top of your page, I want you to write your name for me. If you need to pause the video to do that, go ahead and do that now. Okay. On our palm tree page, at the very, very top, we see the word 1. The word 1 is spelled O-N-E. Right below it, we see that there is 1 circle, 1 little dot in this tin frame. So that means that we are going to make 1 on this page also. We already know our number rhyme, but we're going to continue to say it to train our brains to really know how to make that number 1. So first, I want you to take your finger. I want you to put it on the first one in our first box at the top. And I want you to put it at the tippy top like this. And I want you to trace your 1 and say your rhyme with me. Ready? Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Great job. Now I want you to take your pencil. I'm using markers so that you can see it better on your video, but we want to use our pencil in case we need to erase. So I want you to take your pencil, and at the very top where you see the dotted 1, there's an arrow pointing down showing that you start at the top. So we're going to go ahead and trace and say our rhymes with our pencil. Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Notice I'm not going like this in zigzaggy lines or slanty lines. That's all silly. That's scribble scrabble. We want to make it nice and neat, almost like the computer typed it. Let's go to the next one with our pencil. Ready? Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Okay? You're going to pause the video and go ahead and trace the rest of these ones. All right. Now you're ready for the next row. In this row, you're going to write your own 1, and they show you exactly where they want you to start at that dot. So let's trace our first one with our finger again, and then we'll use our pencil. So put your pencil down. Let's trace with our finger the first 1. Ready? Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Good. Now I want you to do it with your pencil. I don't want you to rush. Take your time. Do the best you can. Start at the dot, and you're going to say your rhyme again. Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Go ahead and pause the video and write the rest of your 1s in this row. All right, now we are going to do our last 1. This time they don't have any starting spots or dots for you. So you know by now with your number rhyme, do we start at the bottom or the top? If you said top, you're correct. So on the last row, you're going to trace and write your 1s. This time, let's go ahead and trace the first one with our pencil. Ready? Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Now we're going to write them. Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Go ahead and pause the video and finish writing the 1s in this row too. Then make sure to save this in a safe spot right there on your desk so that when you're finished with your math lesson for today, you can take a picture of this palm tree paper. This is the only math page that you are going to post today. Okay, so keep this close by so that you can post it onto your teacher's Google Classroom. Go ahead and pause the video and finish that row. All right, friends. The next page that we're going to do is really fun. The next 2 pages are so much alike. They're very fun because you get to show 1 in lots of different ways. The first number that we're going to trace is inside this bubble 1. So let's say our 1 rhyme with our pencil and trace. Start at the top and down you run. That's the way to make a 1. Good. Then we're going to spell the word 1. We already spelt it out loud together by saying the letters, but let's trace, which means that we're going to write on top of. While we trace, I want you to say the name of the letter with me. Ready? O-N-E. Spells 1. Good job. And then just like we did before, they want us to color 1 of each shape. So let's color 1 circle. Remember, we want it to look nice and neat, not scribble scrabble. So I outlined or framed my circle, and then I'm going to color straight up and down. But you may have chosen to go side to side instead. Either way, it looks nice and neat. And then we're going to do the same with the triangle. The triangle is a shape that has 3 sides, so we'll have 3 lines to outline it. And then color straight up and down or side to side on that one to stay inside your shape. So now we have 1 of each. And just like we did on our page before, you're going to trace your 1s down here with your pencil. Okay? I didn't tell you before doing these shapes, you can use crayon to color those instead of your pencil. I wanted you to just use pencil to trace your word and your number over here. Make sure to use pencil down here too, in case you need to erase. Go ahead and pause the video and do those things at this time. All right, welcome back. We're going to finish this last page off. This time, with a crayon, you may color your number 1, but make sure that when you start at the top and color down, because this is the way that we write our 1, starting at the top. okay? And then over here it says circle all the ones. The ones can be written and typed out on your computer, and so it has different kinds of fonts. So for example, this number right here is a 1. It's a fancy one. We also want to circle this guy because that's a 1. See if you can find the rest and circle all of them. And then next, we're going to color one box. Okay, so with your crayon, you're going to color one of these guys with your crayon. And we always want to start on the top left when we're doing our 10 frame. That is called a 10 frame, and it's a resource that we use a lot in math. And we always go from left to right and top to bottom. So make sure that when you're coloring this guy, you color that first box right there. Okay? And then again, for more practice, you're going to trace your numbered ones and practice saying that number rhyme. Great job today, friends. I'll see you tomorrow for the next number, which, can you guess, is the number 2. See you then.